Hello, today we are doing Keeper from Hack the Box. It's a Linux machine and it's recommended in both the TJNull and LainKusanagi list to prepare for the OSCP. So let's get started. As always, we start with a port scan and I'm using auto recon with the recursive flag enabled. Since port scanning takes some time, I run it before and we can have a look at the results. To do so, I'm starting a Python HTTP server in my directory. And then we can browse the results in our web browser. We found two open ports, port 22 for SSH and port 80. And it looks like it's running a web server. We can have a look at the results from Feroxbuster. And we just found the index.html file. So let's visit this website. And we just see a link. If we click on it, we get redirected to this domain. So we can add this to our hosts file. And let's refresh the page. And we see a login form. And we can see it's running request tracker. We can try some default credentials like admin. Doesn't work, like admin password or admin 123456. Also not working. So we can try if we find some default credentials on Google, and we can Google for best practical request tracker and maybe even the version. And it says the username is root and the password is password. And it worked and we are logged in. So we can now click around and see if we can find something interesting. And usually it's a good starting point to see what's available for admins. And we can see we can select users, groups, queues, also scripts and tools. So let's have a look at the users. And we see two users are available. The root user, we are logged in, and this one. And here in the comment section, we see the default password. So we might have our first credential pair and we can check if it's working. So we saw earlier that SSH is running and we could try now to connect with this account. And we have access. And we can see the first flag, the user flag. So what we see immediately is this zip file in the home directory. We can check what's inside. And we see there is a KeePass dump and also a KeePass database. We can transfer both files to our Kali machine and we can use SCP. We just provide the username and the path on this machine for the file we want to download, and we store it in our current directory. And the same for the other file. So I already have both files on machine and we can have a look at them now. So we see it's a mini dump crash report and we can check for some tool to read this dump. There are many tools available in Rust and so on, but I prefer having one in Python and I'm using this one. So we can clone the repository. and we provide the dump file. So the tool tried to extract the master key from the dump, and we see here unknown and here the full key, but it looks like it's not the full password. At least it doesn't make any sense for me. When we go back to the dashboard, we can see there are some special characters like here and also here. So maybe it's an encoding problem. We can try Googling for this phrase. And it seems like it's a dessert from Denmark. And it's written like this. So we can check if this is the valid master key. We can open the KeyPass database. And we enter the password. And it's not working. We can check if we need to provide lowercase. And we unlock the database. We see two entries under network. It's the root user. We have a password and a RSA key. We also have the user we are logged in with the default password. So we can see this is a put the user key file, and we can extract the RSA key out of this now. And the tool we need to extract the key is part of the putty tools, so we can install it. And I already installed it before. So we copy the whole file. We store it. We can use puttygen. We provide the key file. For the output type, we specify OpenSSH, and the output name is id_rsa.key. Now we can change the permission, and we can use this key to connect with SSH. We use the -i option and specify the key and log in as root. And we are logged in. And we can see the root flag. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.